Hey guys, so for Vlogmas Day 8, yes, sadly I am again behind, so you're seeing this on the same day. For this reason is because I was having it upload and it was taking forever, so it was making me so upset. And then I couldn't tell if it was like because I'm specifically in this like area of the house, because here it's just like really bad network and it's just like I don't know, so it's just like so that's why. So now I'm hoping, well honestly it's kind of my fault because I keep filming like literally before it's like 12, so it's kind of like literally my fault. So I kind of expected this, but you know what, I'm just gonna blame it on the internet anyways. So for this week's for today's Vlogmas day number 8, I am going to go talk about my medical past. Obviously, if you watch yesterday's video, it's quite a long one, but I mentioned some things that I had, my surgeries that I had. So I'm gonna start from when I was born. So I really don't know a lot. Obviously, when you're a baby, you really don't know. It's natural. So from what my mom has told me and from what I can remember, again, I would have to like re-ask her, but that was a long time for her too. So she said that I was born and then I was left. Something with my sisters, I'm assuming that they were born and left and went to an orphanage. I really don't know, honestly. That's what I think happened. So don't really know my real birth date and where like I was actually born. So we think I was born in Tongling, China. So it could be true, it could not be true, I don't really know. So oh well. So with that, I apparently had a surgery. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Another fun fact is that, sorry, up tangent, is that I don't have a euphilia. Can't say that, but that little dangly thing in the back of my throat. Song. So we don't know exactly what happened, if they took it out and used it for something else, like in my mouth, or if they just completely took it out and like didn't use it, so we have no exactly idea. So that could have been a surgery on its own, or it could have been just like within the surgery that happened. So I had a surgery, and all I know is, oh, I don't know. All I know is that I had some sort of surgery, and then that was with Doctors Without Borders, which is a great organization. Love them to death. They're very much like a good non-profit organization. They're like, I love them. So I think that was the surgery, or it was the surgery like the Chinese doctors did, and then Doctors Without Borders came in and did that. I'm pretty sure is how it went. And then after that, I don't know how long. I'm pretty sure I got adopted. Well, I think I was adopted already by then, but it kind of gets really confusing from what my mom said. Is that I came home to America, and then I had a kind of like a tumor thing on my right side of my ear, like on the 3 bones. That makes you hear. So luckily I was very lucky that I just had a little bit of hearing loss. Nothing like damaging where like I can't hear out of this ear and only this ear. I can still hear it, but it's not the greatest hearing, but it's not like something like, oh my gosh. So I do have holes in my eardrums. So, and oh yeah, and then I also had station tubes put in my ears. So tired. Apparently one fell out, and actually I got to see one like in real life, because I think this one fell out. When I was at a ear cleaning at my doctor, so apparently he just saw that, and I was always so jealous that I could not be able to see inside my ear, because I just want to know, like, I know what inside of an ear looks like, because you can look online, but, like, I want to see the inside of my ear. I don't know why. I find it very fascinating, and I'm not creeped out. So, that happened, and so they did that turbo thing. I am so tired. I am just tired. I literally just woke up. Probably, again, that's my fault. I shouldn't have done that. I don't think very well. So after that, I did that. Well, after they did that, sorry. And then apparently, like, didn't have any more surgeries that I know of. Yeah. And so then I grew up and I was in second grade. I was like 9 at the time. And so that was when I had like my surgery, that I was like I understand that I'm having surgery, and I still remember to this day. I remember we were in the hospital and they were getting ready for me to go back, and I ended up like crying. I was so scared. So I came into my mom's lap and like she held me and rocked me. That was when I was smaller. So she was saying it will be okay, which I didn't realize I still remember this. Like I do, but like it just popped in my head right now. So I was super scared. But let me tell you, I love the anesthetic. I'm very lucky that it never made me throw up and it never made me emotional. But I'm so mad that I never got the experience of laughing. I always wanted to make people laugh and say stupid, wild, and outlandish stuff that I was just so jealous. Like, I wanted that. So, after all these years of being put under local and then, like, the real deal from the hospital, it's just like, nope. And I'm like, dang it, no fair. So, it just doesn't do anything to me, and I'm sad. So, sorry, I just went on another tangent. I just wanted to mention that. So, after that surgery, I did okay. I was healing. Oh, yeah, I didn't. Yeah. So, for this surgery, it was just to have a bone graft. And then, yeah, I think my stupid self, like, gosh, my dumb self. When I came back and I was healing, I pulled out, like, I had a stitch along the roof of my line that went like this in a straight line. My stupid self pulled it out, and it hurt. But so I think that's one of the reasons why my mouth, like the roof of my mouth, isn't like straight, smooth. It's kind of like, you know, it's what a mouth looks like with the roof of it if you look online, but so it's just like this side is skin, and then in the middle is this like bump line where the stitch used to be that I stupidly pulled out. And then on this side is the same thing on this side, so it's just like anyways. So after that, I healed pretty well. I did good, and then the next surgery was the big one. 2014. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, that was the worst experience. That was the worst thing like ever. It was the worst thing ever. Like my body just physically could not handle that. And so that is when I had like 2 little screws out of my ears. So like I think it was like out of like here. I still feel like there's like some scar, and I still feel like I can feel where the placement is. I may be wrong or not, but I don't know. It just feels so like caved in. I don't know how to explain that. So that was where I had to wear it a long time. That oh my gosh, that was the worst thing ever. I had 3 plates, 1, 2, 3 up here to move my jaw forward. So, and my mom had to take this little wrench thing, literally, it looked like a wrench, and twist it. Oh my gosh, that was one of the worst feelings ever. So it felt like I could feel like it moving, and it felt the more my mom had to move it, because she had to move it 3 times every single day. So the more she had to do it, it felt like I could hear my hair ripping outside of my head, and then it's also getting twisted, even though it wasn't. And I could just feel it. Oh my gosh, it was the worst feeling ever. I cried so much. And apparently, well, obviously, my mom didn't like doing it. But apparently, I didn't know this until years later, that after she did that, like sometimes she would go in the closet and go cry because she did that. Like, obviously, she physically had to, because it was like part of the doctor's orders in order to push my jaw forward. And luckily it did work, and then it receded back. So after that, like, the healing process was the worst. I couldn't sleep because of these little ding things, and that would hurt. And like, if you moved one time, I think one time I accidentally hit a door or something, and oh my gosh, that felt so bad. Like, I can still imagine myself hitting that door and the pain. So after I went into another surgery October of last year, to get rid of these. And then to get rid of the 3 plates, that was annoying, painful. Well, not painful, it was just like annoying recovery. So after I recovered, it was finally done. And then we thought we were done with that, and then it came with a whole like list of medical problems. I literally did not eat anything else except for pasta. It was like a problem actually, because the surgeon said like, hey, we need to put you on something, and so he made us get like a Boost thing, like the drink. You can find it like at Kroger and I think Publix or something, maybe somewhere else, honestly, I don't know. But it's like called Boost, and you just drink it, and I wanted the chocolate one, so I would literally take a cup of like, I put ice, because I hated it like without ice, and I would dunk it, like all of it, and that's how I would drink it. It kind of was like chocolate milk, but it was not chocolate milk, and I needed it to have specifically ice in it. So I remember eating that with my pasta all the time, and then I think maybe water, I don't know. Oh, and then I think Dr. Pepper was also, I also drink Dr. Pepper. I drink a lot of Dr. Pepper. So I was sleeping so bad, like it was one of the worst. From what I remember, honestly, is I remember a lot of doctor visits, a little bit. I remember sleeping in the car when I had to wake up so early to help take my mom to my brother's therapies, because he had it like 5 days a week, which was so annoying. I think it was 5 days a week. It felt like 5 days a week. I'm pretty sure it was, because he needed to have like Kitty Beckett, which is like this program for disabilities, so that you can eventually, once you are old enough, you can then get like Medicaid, I think. One of the two, is so that you can have like health insurance, so that you, in case you can't work, because my brother physically can't work. So I remember that like a lot. And then I remember when my mom and my brother were doing schoolwork one time, well, many times. She was reading to us, and I was just like sitting there, and I fell asleep. Like, I literally fell asleep, like, while my mom was reading. Nothing against my mom, it's just my body could not handle it. I don't know why. And apparently my mom and I we didn't know, we didn't understand. So eventually we're getting tested, and I think from my yearly checkup is when we brought it up. And so my primary care doctor, he then tested me, I think, for something, and then we found out, oh, I I had mono or I have mono, one of the two. I don't really know exactly, but all I know, it was undiagnosed for a long ass time, and I didn't have any of the symptoms. And how I know that is because my mom's a nurse, well, was a nurse, aka still a nurse. Because they have a saying, when you become a nurse, you'll always stay a nurse, or something along the lines. So when she was younger and still she did nursing and stuff. My oldest brother was in high school, his senior year. He ended up getting mono, but he had the symptoms. So, but for me, I didn't. So we're like, what? So that, I think that's what caused a lot of problems with my sleeping. It may not, but I think it is, because honestly, I have still like sleeping problems to this day, like the worst. And then I ended up getting a sleep study. Oh yeah, I forgot. I had a sleep study. I can't tell if it was before the mono or like after the mono diagnosis. I don't remember. Honestly, it's kind of confusing. It's all a giant blur, I will say. So I remember doing the sleep study, and they said that I was narcoleptic. But it didn't make sense, because I wouldn't, so I wasn't. And so then I tried a CPAP machine. I hated that. That was like the worst experience, because like for some reason I'm a mouth breather, and like having something in my mouth was just like annoying. And then it would just like, for some reason, I was like, it was made out of like silicone, I think, so I started licking it. I don't know why, it's weird. And then so because I hated that feeling on my face, so then after it would starting like a breakout, I guess, because of it, but also I guess because my face was irritated by it. So we stopped that, I think, after like maybe like 3 days or something. So we clearly know it wasn't insomnia. I still don't exactly what I have. I think it's just like somewhat of a sleep disorder, even though it's neither of the two. It's just like, I don't know. So, I mean, we could do another sleep study, but I don't think it would actually tell us anything, just because, I don't know. So, after that, I was still experiencing pain and stuff. Oh, and then, oh my gosh, I remember. I think, 2015, the school year, like in August, I got signed up with this acting class, and it was really fun. I really liked it, so I did that. And so then the following year, like in 2016 of August, is when I signed up. And then yeah, no, wait, sorry, in 2015, I still remember November. It was in November, I think, during like the first couple of days of November, I think. I know it was on a Monday. I was watching Dancing with the Stars, and then I had to poop really bad, and my stomach was really so bad. And ever since then, that was when I had a stomach problem. So then the following year in 2016, when I was in that, sadly I didn't see my like other like friend that I made, which I'm so sad, because I didn't get her number, because I had a phone, I think, or yeah, and I didn't get a phone number or her last name, and I'm so freaking mad, because she was so nice. Her name was Isabella, so sweet and nice. So I remember, like, I think after a couple times I went to do acting class, my stomach started hurting so bad, like I physically couldn't handle it. So I told my mom, and I completely stopped it, which is kind of sad, because like my mom had to pay for the whole year, so it's kind of a waste of money. I felt bad about that. So it kept continuing, like my stomach would hurt so bad, and it wasn't like the period cramps. And no, I did not have PCOS or any of those like terms, because what I had was something different. So it was like always, every single day, like not constant pain. Anytime I ate, anytime I didn't eat, anytime I drank, anytime I didn't drink, like literally every single day. And it was so bad. I have a very low pain tolerance, so for me, it was really bad. Maybe for someone who has a higher pain tolerance, it's like not so bad. So I hated it, and a couple times it made me cry just because, like, I'd be like in a fetal position, because sometimes we would have to go, well, obviously not sometimes, we would have to go in the car to go to see these doctor visits and stuff. So I then had a therapist, and she suggested a GI doctor. So we went to the GI doctor. Big mistake. That's how he was basically saying she's lying, she made it up, apparently, which really annoyed me because I really liked the doctor, apparently. I guess that's when you were younger. I was younger, I didn't understand it. Because I did an endoscopy, where they put the camera down my nose or mouth, one of the two, to see what's wrong with my stomach, and they didn't find anything, so he apparently was just saying I'm crazy. We love when doctors do that. So after that, I then searched online, and then we continued, I think, yeah, and in 2017, I think, was when we went to Washington, D.C. to go to a doctor named Dr. Latimer, like an Ltimer, I think. So she does PANS and PANDAS specifically, and one of the two is caused by strep, and the other one is caused by Lyme disease. So I thought I had the one that's caused by strep, because I did get strep, I think maybe like twice, one time, not like twice in a row, but just like twice in my lifetime, I think. So that was because of that. Well, I actually don't know. So that did testing, that wasn't because of it. So then in May of 2017, I went to go get this procedure called an IVIG. So basically, they take like your blood, and or other people's blood, and they spin it, and they get all the like plasma, apparently. Didn't realize that was called plasma until years later, and they just stick it in me. So that was alright. I remember, I remember this. I remember, I keep saying words over. So, sorry. So, I remember the first day we were doing it, I had to pee so bad. So they put the saline, I was like, oh, I gotta pee. So this is where like I had to pee so much. So I had to pee, and then I had to pee again. Like I had to pee so many different times. I felt bad so much for my mom, because one time towards the end of the first day, I was like, Mom, I have to go pee, and I started therapy, and she was like, oh, again? Like I was that bad. I had to go so badly, and then I was apparently allergic to this thing, so they had to give me some Benadryl, but like the super duper Benadryl. So then once they put that in, I was like, I have to go pee, but also I felt it hitting me because I was like really tired. I was like, I have to go pee, but I'm also really tired. So then after that, came back, and I just slept. So it's like, oop. I did see a really cute guy when I was passing by, and I'm so mad I didn't do the procedure in the same room. So there was like a big room. I'm like, oh, I know, stupid thing to regret, but like I just wanted to know. I thought he was cute, you know. So after that, the next day, I had to do it again, and this time, now we knew that I was allergic. So after they put it in, oh yeah, I forgot to say that was a painful thing. It was on this, I think it was on this hand, or this hand, one of the two, honestly, just very confusing. So she had to put it back in my hand, and it hurt so bad. Like I heard a popping sound, and it stung so bad. Like, I cried. I did not like it. Like, it made me cry. So once they put that needle in and to make sure all the stuff goes inside my body, I was then giving the Benadryl, the super duper Benadryl, I like to call it. And I was always like, then I was like, oh, I have to go pee again. So I peed. But here's the thing, I just crashed. It was like, bleh. So I was dead asleep. I think it was quite a while that I was there for the second day. Because after that, I was finished. Then I left from Washington, D.C. to go home. So yeah, that was, I mean, it was a good experience. It was just like really annoying just because, well, I mean, it wasn't annoying because we found out that I did in fact have PANS. That one is caused by Lyme disease. Now that's the thing. I don't know how I got it. So I could have gotten it like when I was younger, but like I was like never, like I was outside, but like I was never outside in the woods. But then again, I could be wrong. So maybe I did get it when I was younger, or I could have gotten it when I was in China, because when you're in China, especially if you are in the orphanage and stuff. I don't know about other orphanages. Maybe it's probably all the same back then. Now I don't know. They can just shoot you up with a bunch of stuff. So like the vaccines and stuff. They can just do that. Because my sister had, when she started college, and every year she had to get TBT, which is tuberculosis test. Apparently, we, like people, I'm assuming in China who are adoptees, can't get that skin test. I don't really exactly understand what that is, I'm assuming. So one time she accidentally did it, and it was like, I think the second year, and it said like, oh, she's positive, and she like cried. But she wasn't really actually like positive, she just had to get her blood drawn because, you know, we've been shot out with whatever vaccines basically, and you don't know what they carry, and it's China, so they don't really tell you exactly what you got or you have, so they can just like lie and get, you know, so that's why. So I could have gotten Lyme from back then. And that's what I'm thinking, because like I highly doubt it. I got it here just because I wasn't really outside. But then again, Avril Lavigne did get a tick, so like not. So I don't know. And then Justin Bieber did too. So it's very like, it coulda, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what caused my body to flare up and do it. It was probably just because of the surgery, and so when I got sick, my body was already so sick that I guess it just started ramping up. I don't know. So I don't know, and it's so annoying. So I did the IVIG. It worked, it was alright, and then it started to go downhill. So she was saying that, like, oh, we're gonna have to do another one, which is not, let me tell you, that is so expensive. It's not covered by insurance, like, at all. My mom had to pay out of pocket. I think it was, like, close to, like, maybe 10, 15, or maybe 20 grand. Honestly, I don't remember. It was hella expensive. That's, like a lot of plane tickets, I think, so. Back then, before inflation was happening. So then my Nana, sadly my papa sadly passed in that summer or so, and then sadly Harvey hit in Texas, sadly, and then my late Uncle Tito sadly got passed in September. So then we had to go get my Nana from Texas, bring her back here so she could live with us, and that was a big old deal. So honestly, my medical concern was just like, it was like alright, but you know what, that really didn't matter. I think it was like alright, it wasn't super bad at that point, I think. So then in December, I remember, no, or maybe, I don't know, honestly, I don't remember. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. Sorry, I think around October? No, because October, maybe it was November, honestly. November or December, I'm just gonna say that. We then went to go to Tennessee to see a doctor, my new doctor that I love so much. He's a good doctor. And so then he did a whole slew of tests, just boom, 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 one after another, bloop, bloop, bloop. So I then was diagnosed with something called SIBO, a small intestine bacterial overgrowth in my stomach. That was what was causing so much stomach pain because it never left. I would say it never left during that whole process. After like May, up until I went to that. So then he was giving me like these supplements, and he's like a he's like a supplement person and a medicine person, so I like that he was like both and not specifically one or the other. I don't know why. I didn't really understand what holistic medicine doctors were, so I thought they were just like herbs and like magic potions. I mean, some of them are if you get like the really crappy ones, but for me, I was lucky that I was able to have both, and it was like actually real like supplements from like a real doctor, like a real like website that you physically needed to have like a login, and it was like prescribed, you needed permission. Some were grant you did. So I had to take these two gross, like large green pills. Like I hated taking them so bad. Every time I took them, they made my stomach hurt so bad. So along with those, also had to take like probiotic like health supplements to help it because of I didn't know that like if you have so much antibiotics or something you can ruin your gut health, and my gut health was apparently like really ruined. So he was also fixing that, and then I was on antibiotics along with that, so gotta fix that. And then oh my gosh, let me tell you, when that was done, I felt so much better. I have never felt so much relief. I no longer had stomach aches. Besides the stomach aches that I get, it's just like if I've eaten too much, or something like that, like a stomach bug, or maybe period cramps or something. So it's like I was completely pain-free in that stomach area. Then he diagnosed me with Lyme's disease, and then I had an autoimmune. No, wait, I think that's PANS. Is the autoimmune enthesitis something, some word that I don't know. So I remember going through that. That was a lot, like 2017 into like the end of 2017 into 2018. I still I think my mom still has like these boatload of like graphs thing of like all the medications that I was taking. It was so much. Like at one point, I think like I took like 7 or 8 pills, and what I would do is like I would put it all in there, like in like a cup or like a handful, and I was just like take it all of it like all at once. I was just like I couldn't do it like one by one. Got to the point like I had to do that. I've taken a horse pill, which I don't like horse pills. But also, I really don't like those little tiny tablets just because they always get stuck in between your mouth and they can hide underneath your tongue, and then it tastes bad, and then you feel like you're choking because many times I felt like I choked on my medicine. I personally like the medium-sized capsules just because it's easier. So that's what I tend to like in pill-wise. So I did that. I was taking a lot of stuff. I was healing, and now I think 2018, November, somehow I ended up fainting. Like I don't know how, but I was at Kohl's one time, and it was before Thanksgiving and we were going shopping, and I remember I was walking with my mom and I just felt so hot, and like I just thought it was because I didn't eat or anything. So so I was just like, feeling so tired and worn out, and I had to sit down. And when I would get up and walk for a little bit, I could feel my vision go out, and I could see like 3 red dots, specifically 3 red dots. And so then it got to the point where like I was telling my mom, "Oh, I need to go to the bathroom," and that's when it was hitting. And so I was running out of breath, and so then I lost all feeling. Like I closed my eyes, and I was like, well, I think I closed my eyes, but then again, I think my eyes were open. My vision just went out. Like I literally couldn't see anything. It was like total blackness. Again, except for those 3 little dots. So then I lost feeling, and I kind of leaned on my mom, and she was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." So I was just like, I literally could not walk, and then I fell onto the ground. Luckily, I didn't like hit smack down on my head. So for a while, just like maybe like a couple of seconds or so, maybe 10. I was just laying there on the cold, hard ground floor. Another Taylor Swift reference. I closed my ears. I could hear my mom a little bit. Like I lost hearing a little bit. Then I could hear my mom, and I was just slowly breathing. And then like I came back, and it's just like, so we never found out why. Turns out again, later that next year, 2019, sometime in September or August, I think, I ended up fainting again. I was out with my oldest sister, and we were at Ulta, and we had the checkout line, and it was like just for me to feel that feeling. And so this time I fell down outside when we were going to the car, because we were literally parked outside. So I just fell, and my sister was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, we're not." So she helped me get into the car. And for this one specifically, what I could see was it looked like a comic book. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like when I had my eyes open, it was just like everything that I could see just looked like white and black, but it looked like it was drawn out in a comic book for some reason, and I don't know why. Still to this day, so haven't had one of those fainting spells ever again. So yeah, that is basically it so far. I mean, honestly, we're kind of like at a standstill. Like we got through all my surgeries, yay, except for just like my teeth I have to do. And after my teeth, it's just my LASIK, for like when I get older. And then after that, like I'm pretty much done, set for everything. Now my medical problems are now this dang stupid headache. Like, oh my gosh, I will make, well, I don't know if I want to, well, maybe, yeah, I think I will make another video, just because this is already so long. I am so sorry. I talk a lot. I am so sorry. Be prepared when I do these videos that I talk a lot. That is what I tend to do. So, yeah. I hope you like this video. I'll see you tomorrow, and yeah. Bye, guys.